Welcome into this Friday edition of the Oxford Exxon Podcast. Chase Parham, Neal, McCready, Clark Ford at studio, closing out your work week. Ole Miss basketball tonight. The Rebels and LSU, most certainly a play-in if they win. If they lose, beats the hell out of me for some NCAA reasons, some COVID reasons. Who knows? We'll go through that and more today. Here in a few hours, Ole Miss baseball opens up a weekend set with ULM. Neal's trusty alma maters battling one another at Swayze Field throughout the
former
throughout
alma
the weekend.
maters. Former alma maters.
One of his 18 alma maters that he claims these days, or doesn't claim him, or whatever is going on with his alma mater
I have one
thing.
alma mater that technically is an alma mater that
You took 9 hours.
12 hours, and we're beginning to build a relationship nicely and slowly and nicely, and there's a relationship that's beginning to build. That we have some connection from back in the day. It's kind of like
So you it's like a high school friend that you're now reacquainting with a little bit.
It's kind of like that. It's kind of like,
but you didn't date back then. You had a little bit of a flirting infatuation.
yeah.
It's just a
kinda
little
like,
bit.
It's kind of like going on a first date with the girl that you had a slow dance with at an 8th grade party.
Did y'all have a lot of those 8th grade parties?
Yeah.
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 Our parents would rent out community centers and stuff, and we'd have the little.
Yeah, we'd have them at people's houses.
Did you?
Yeah, those were fun.
What was the one or two songs that always came on the slow for the slow dances? What'd you get?
Well, this was mid-'80s, early to mid-'80s. So
I got a lot of Whitney Houston, I Will Always Love You.
Oh,
that one sticks out in my head a lot. And I'm sure some Celine Dion that I don't recall the actual song titles looking back.
Let me see. Had no idea we were going here, but that's okay. It's okay. Let's see. Love ballads from the
Early 80s?
early 80s.
Because they could be a little older, too, obviously. I mean, it doesn't have to be a brand new at the top of the
Probably
pop
going to be a
chart.
lot of Chicago here. Little Endless Love, Lionel Richie, some Lionel Richie.
Oh, I bet that one was there.
I Want to Know What Love Is by Foreigner. That's a good song.
Foreigner's kind of underrated, right?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know that they get.
Oh, here it is. You're not going to. When you hear this one, yeah, you're a little young.
All right.
All Out of Love by Air Supply.
Oh, now, okay.
Oh. I know.
That might have been the behind the bleachers one right there, huh? That might have been it.
If that doesn't get you a little something, it just wasn't your night.
It's like Chicago, you're talking about you're the inspiration, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hard Habit to Break.
Yeah,
That's a Foreigner. That's a good song. I Want to Know What Love Is. That's a good song.
that is a good one.
That's not even that one transcends middle school.
It's hung on.
You hear that one in the car, you don't flip it.
I don't remember high school songs and stuff from dances at all, but junior high, I can tell you a lot from that period for whatever reason.
Richard Marx, Right Here Waiting. I remember that one. Lionel Richie, Hello. That's good. That's a good song. There's some Whitney Houston in here.
Is there?
Yeah. Little Wham.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know a lot of Wham. That's not one that definitely before my time, but nonetheless. Phillips says lots of John Michael Montgomery. If they went hardcore country, you're going to get some John Michael Montgomery. But if we were going to do I Swear, we're going to get the Boys to Men or whatever the R&B version of that was, not John Michael.
REO Speedwagon.
Yeah, but say Careless Whisper. I mean, you should know that one well. At this
of course,
point,
yeah, I do absolutely. Oh, Spandau Ballet, little True. It's not bad.
We're walking down memory lane.
I'm getting the top 20. Little Phil Collins.
Okay.
George Michael, Careless Whisper. They said the number one love song from the 80s is ABBA, The Winner Takes It All.
I don't know that song.
I don't either. How'd that happen?
From ABBA?
Yeah.
What's it called?
The Winner Takes It All.
Winner Takes It All, ABBA.
Yeah.
Okay, Neal would have to be able to plug it in for you guys. So let me just hold on.
If I play it here, will it?
That might get into my mic.
Oh, I do remember this song. Oh yeah, it's a good song. There you go. It's a song about divorce. Yeah. Yeah.
Are we going to get the words at some point? What are we doing?
I don't know, man. I don't know that they're hearing it. I don't think so. I'm pretty sure they're not. Because I'm not. Yeah, because I'm not here. Yeah.
You're only hearing it through me.
Yeah. Well, that can't be number one.
I think I would know it when we got to the chorus.
Maybe so.
I don't know that though.
I mean, if you're dancing with your little 8th grade crush, that's not gonna stir things. It's not gonna make things happen.
So 90s love songs, just off the Google here. We're gonna move on in a minute. I swear we haven't even told you about the Oxford Exxon yet. You're Still the One, Shania Twain. I Don't Want to Miss a Thing, Aerosmith. I Swear, All for One, not Boys to Men. Sorry.
Yeah.
Truly, Madly, Deeply, Savage Garden. I'll Make Love to You, Boys to Men. How Do I Live, Leanne Rimes. Amazed from Lone Star. Can You Feel the Love Tonight, Elton John. My Heart Will Go On, Celine Dion. That's Titanic. And then a few other ones there. Wonderwall from Oasis in this. I would never consider Wonderwall a love song from the 1990s. So,
80s is better than 90s. I'm just going to keep this real. It is just better.
It is. They're both on my Sirius dial.
Of course. Where do you spend more time, 80s or 90s?
But I grew up with the 90s.
I didn't ask.
So I have a little more. I tell you what I don't do, though, and I have it on there, too, and, like, if it's a little more, like, hardcore R&B rap, I might listen to it. But the 2000s, I can't get hardly anything out of that. Like, it does hardly anything for me. I think on Sirius it's like 45, something like that. So, yeah, we don't have to follow FCC regulations. We can talk about whatever we want to. We might get a little E put out there next to our name for a day, but that's it. Otherwise, I mean, Jeffrey and Dylan lasted through like 47 episodes. So if they did that, we're golden here.
Carson and I watched. I thought about Jeffrey. We watched the South Park vaccination special the other night. And I looked at Carson about halfway through it. I said, please don't tell your mother what was on this show.
Oh, God.
It was so bad.
What was never mind, that's what it was. Fix out. There was one word that Jeffrey used on like episode 4 that I thought we were gonna have to pull the plug right there off the one word. I got like 14,000 emails after that day, and I couldn't remember the word until just now, and it clicked in my head, and I went, okay, yeah, that's what it was. He was discussing somebody at a doctor's office, and it was not nice at all. So yeah, I don't know. Anyway, all right. Podcast brought to you every single day by the Oxford Exxon. They are fine with whatever we would like to talk about. We get full permission to go at our own peril every single day there at the Oxford Exxon, Highway 6 West in Oxford. Lunch specials and more. $5.69, 2 sides bread, 32-ounce drink. I sent the word to Neal. That's what he's laughing about. As well as the Speed Pass Plus app. Download the Speed Pass Plus app. You earn points and save money there with the Oxford Exxon. And again, here in a minute, Neal will tell you about the Clark Ford studio.
I'm glad I didn't hear it at the time. I would have.
Oh, dude, it was
passed out.
I did I've lost my breath for 10 minutes. So.
Clark Ford's in Amory, Mississippi. 662-257-1900 is the number. Call it. Ask for Corey Clark. Tell Corey what Ford product you're looking for. He'll send you a quote. Within 15 minutes in business hours, right to the bottom line. No haggle, no hassle. You get your quote. And the rest is completely up to you. You can shop that quote around, or you can do what I've done, what I recommend that you do, and that's hop into a Clark Ford today. 662-257-1900. Guest, join us on the Rafters Music and Food Hotline. We're certainly approaching the time of the year where you probably start to need some guests, and we'll get them on the hotline. Brought to you by Rafters Music and Food on the Square in Oxford. Be a great place this weekend to hang out if you're coming up for baseball. The games will not last 24 hours, so be a great place to go before the game, after the game. Be a great place to catch up tonight. Watch Ole Miss and LSU, probably around 8:30 on the tip. The Square was packed last night. Hopefully it will be again tonight. You can enjoy your time at Rafters, a burger, po' boys, Lots of appetizers, great beer selection, full bar, the whole deal at Rafters Music and Food on the Square in Oxford and also in New Albany.
Okay, so jumping into what we're actually talking about on the show, before I forget it, just a couple different things baseball-wise. Doug Casey out for the week, Gunnar Hoagland tonight, Drew McDaniel tomorrow, Derek Diamond keeping his spot on Sunday. So it will be McDaniel, the sophomore, the former top 100 prospect in his class. He will get his first weekend start. He has 2 midweek starts and a relief appearance so far this season. No big deal for Hoagland tonight at all, and obviously Diamond's still in his same spot. ULM is 5-4 on the season. I don't know. They've played Nichols. They've played UNO. They played some other people. They had a 3-game set with SIU Edwardsville, rained out. So, yeah, that's ULM. Otherwise, I know absolutely nothing about them and don't really care. But nonetheless,
wow, that
is going on. No offense. I mean, we can hate on ULM now.
Oh, absolutely.
Have at it. We can fire away. I mean, I don't even see the helmet over there right now.
It's here somewhere, but it's getting.
Where is it?
It's getting ditched. I don't know.
I mean, we have the Liberty helmet where we can see it, but not the ULM helmet.
I'm working on some other stuff.
Okay. And then news out yesterday. I wrote about this because I wanted to. Don Kessinger's number being retired in April 22nd, the Thursday of the LSU series. They will retire his number 11. It will be the second Ole Miss baseball number retired. They did Jake Gibbs last year, so that's really the only bit of news. I was a little critical of it because I felt like they should have just done both of them at the same time. It kind of bugged me a little bit that they did one before the other, but in first world problems, that does not matter whatsoever. But nonetheless, those are the only two-sport All-Americans in Ole Miss athletics history. There with Gibbs and Kessinger. So anyway,
Alabama beats Mississippi State in the first quarterfinal today, 85-48.
It was a mauling.
It was an absolute mauling.
Bama hit 8 threes in the first half.
In fairness to Mississippi State, I don't know what else they could have done. Sometimes Alabama, when they play like that, they look like a Final Four team. As Tommy Tuberville used to say, a rolling ball of butcher knives.
He liked that term.
He used to like that. They looked like a rolling ball of butcher knives today. It all clicked.
Look, I said this, and I mean it's dumb analysis, but it's true. They are so outside dependent, but by God, when they're going in, they can beat anybody in the country. I mean, nobody wants them on that day when they are going in.
No, when they shoot them, well, because they play with such a tempo and a pace, and they're so disruptive on defense. They're really good. Tennessee and Florida getting ready to start right now. They're doing the introductions in Nashville. I guess the news right now, Chase, is that this game's getting played around the rest of the country.
Mostly in the ACC, however, Kansas now in the Big 12 as well. So, and answering the question, no, we have Tennessee and Florida on in the Clark Ford studio. We were watching the end of Western Kentucky and UAB. Andy Kennedy's season, at least from an NCAA perspective, comes to an end as they lose to Western Kentucky. I have no idea if they didn't win the league in the regular season, so NIT would be difficult too.
I would say they're done.
Yeah, I would think so too. So I don't know. I saw 64-60. I don't know what the final was, but
I think that was the final
over UAB. You know, the Hilltoppers, just one hell of a basketball program. Really a hotbed for talent there in that Bowling Green area. So, you know, Rick Stansberry's got a lot of local ability to grab players and be a hell of a team there in Conference USA. So credit to them and everything they've done. Frankly, it's kind of the theme for the day. Western Kentucky is sort of like low-rent LSU.
A little bit.
They're they're not, they're the previous Jefferson's version before they moved on up a little bit. That's Western Kentucky compared to LSU. So saw that worked out against UAB earlier today. Well, I mean, Plumlee is, I'm reading from the stream here. I saw this from Ben Garrett, and I'll take his word for it. Plumlee will be the last person to wear number 10 in football and the last person to wear number 11 in baseball at Ole Miss.
Oh,
he had both retired numbers the last time before they got retired.
Oh,
because they're retiring Eli's number 10 this season or last, whatever they're doing. I don't know. And then he's moved to 10 in baseball this year, but he was 11 last year, and it was not reassigned for this season, which frankly should have been a clue about the number being retired. But nonetheless, not exactly something I keep up with. So anyway, yeah. But as you said, so Kansas has pulled out of the Big 12 tournament with a COVID issue. Virginia is out of the ACC tournament with a COVID issue. Georgia Tech will advance to the finals and play the winner of whomever's in the other side of that bracket. I have no idea. Is there somebody else? Is there one more? Or is that it?
Duke yesterday.
That's right. They are out as well. Their season will now come to an end. I would assume.
Well, they issued season-ending statements.
They did. Okay.
Yeah.
But the question here is a couple-fold. Virginia is a great example of what we're talking about. Is these rules are pretty fierce, and if these rules have no flexibility whatsoever, you're talking about teams being out of the NCAA tournament right now already from a standpoint of COVID. So here's the way it works. Teams have to have 7 straight days of negative test. Well, do some math.
Before they can play.
The tournament starts in 7 days. So Virginia cannot get a positive from now until the tournament, in theory.
Okay, so here's a question I have, and I know you don't know all these answers, but I'm asking.
Sure.
If a player tests positive, is everybody else on the team out too?
The team has to have 7 straight days of negative test.
Okay.
But yeah, like, that guy's already positive, though. So, like, the rest of the team can't get hit again. Does that make sense?
So, if let's say Bob Johnson, the starting forward
he would not count in the negative test the rest of the time.
For Milwaukee A&M.
Sure.
He tests positive on Sunday. He can't play in the tournament.
He can't play in at least however long till he gets out of protocol. I'm not going to say the whole tournament.
But his backup, Billy Williams, could play if he's negative.
That is correct,
okay.
Yes. So 7 straight days of negative test. And again, that basically starts now. So any team past this point is pretty much done. Once the bracket is finalized and released, teams will not be reseeded, nor will the bracket change. So if anybody falls out, it's literally going to be a bye to the next round for the team that they were supposed to play, the way the NCAA rules work. No replacement teams will be introduced after the championship begins. So again, no bracket changes. It still goes. Replacement teams will only be introduced into the championship within 48 hours of the announcement of the field and no time thereafter.
So until Tuesday night.
Is that when they're doing it?
Well, they're announcing the field on Sunday night.
Oh, so you read that is they have until Tuesday.
Yeah. They don't know what the hell they're going to do. I mean, I'm not the smartest person in the world, but I'm not the dumbest either, and I get lost in that.
Within 48 hours of the announcement of the field and no time thereafter. So yeah, that has to be until Sunday.
Because they're announcing the field on Sunday night.
Yeah, you're right.
And so you have until Tuesday night to put in replacement teams.
And a team only needs 5 healthy eligible players to play a game. So they could be down to 5 dudes and still try to play their first weekend.
So Bob Johnson could test positive for Milwaukee A&M, and Milwaukee A&M could still play in the tournament. Bob just couldn't play.
Correct. Yes.
I'm assuming there's no Milwaukee A&M. I was trying to be completely fake. If there is one, then so
that would be surprising that Milwaukee had an A&M.
Would have an A&M in their city.
Yeah, no. Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing.
So what I would love to know today is, did Kansas and Virginia, and then yesterday Duke, did they just say, forget Duke for a minute, that's not a good example. Did Kansas and Virginia say, you know what, we've got a positive, let's just get everybody out of here. We're going to the tournament, we already know it, we forfeit. Bye. Did they just go home? Did they go quarantine someplace so they can go, hey, we can stop it right here? I'm assuming they've tested everybody. They know it's one case. Because the word that's being used with both of those programs is a singular case.
Correct, yes. Well, yeah, as soon as you heard of anything, you would try to get the heck out of there. I mean, you wouldn't push that for sure.
No, I wouldn't think.
And I guess they're not telling us still what happens if a team is out between Sunday and Tuesday. They are, but
well, the team's out. They put in a replacement team. What you're asking is,
where do they go?
Let's say Milwaukee A&M gets the 3 seed in Region 2. Okay, and now Milwaukee A&M has a COVID outbreak and they can't go. Does Cal Poly Sacramento move in as the 3 seed, or do they move in as a 12 seed and everybody moves up?
Yeah, so essentially you can do replacement teams until they play the first 4. That's basically what it's saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
But in my scenario where Milwaukee A&M gets the 3 seed and then it's determined that they can't play and they put in Cal Poly Sacramento as their replacement, do they move into the 3 seed?
Or does everybody move down and you resit?
That's what I'm at.
Well, no, but it says
it doesn't really address that, I don't think.
No, once the bracket is finalized and released, teams will not be reseeded nor will the bracket change. So that means you would go into the spot. The replacement team would go into the spot of the team that left.
So right now, Cal Poly Sacramento is really hoping for an
If
out.
Ole Miss was the first team out of the tournament, Virginia can't play. Ole Miss becomes a 3 seed and plays 14 seed Monmouth.
Wow.
So actually, you'd rather be the first team out, maybe,
Everybody's
and hope for the best than you would.
Ole Miss is hoping some teams on the bubble with them go lick some light poles.
Just saying.
Happy birthday to Eli today, Eli Coton, your 5th birthday. Happy birthday, big fella. Hope you have a great day. Go out and do some fun 5-year-old stuff.
Get some ice cream.
Absolutely.
Some frozen yogurt really in this room more than ice cream, but
Probably when I was 5, I was more ice cream.
I think so.
Yeah, get you a burger.
You don't think the gummy bears and all would be giving your 5?
I would be good. Good point.
Yeah. Bears or worms? Gummies.
Bears.
Bears?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Jelly beans? Yes or no?
Some. I like certain jelly beans.
Like flavors or brands?
Flavors.
Okay.
I like the green ones.
Okay.
I like the orange ones.
Yeah.
Most yellows.
Okay.
I start getting kind of picky after that.
Okay. Fair enough. Podcast brought to you in part by Community Mortgage, Oxford, Memphis, Soto County, and Chattanooga. Underwriting and processing is done in Memphis. They're getting local underwriting and understands your market. A leader in condo financing, the float down option, and more. You can find Jason at 662-234-2704 or JLOWE at communitymtg.com.
We are also brought to you by Oxford University Bank, OUB, locally owned and operated right here in Oxford. When you deposit money at OUB, that money and the vast majority of the bank's profits go right back into the Oxford community. OUB gives you the comfort of home, all the benefits the big mega banks provide, all the products and technology you could want, all with the personal touch. When you call OUB, you speak directly with a live person, no 10 buttons, no 5 minutes to wait. It's Live Oxford, bankoxford.com, or call 662-234-6668. OUB is FDIC insured. Also brought to you by Grenada Nissan. If you're in the market for a Nissan vehicle, Grenada Nissan's the place to go. They've got a complete selection of new and previously owned Nissan vehicles. Go in and test drive one today. It's GrenadaNissanUSA.com. Brought to you by the law firm of Bain, Moss & Bowen, located in historic downtown Corinth. Their firm practices a wider range of law, from DUI defense to car wrecks to representing government entities. Only firm in Mississippi made up of a sitting state legislator, a former assistant district attorney, and a former circuit court judge. You can get in touch with them at 618 East Waldron Street in Corinth, or call them at 662-287-1620. And we're brought to you by Alpha Specialties, located at 1670 Highway 80 in Pearl. It's your trailer-specific professional. If you want to haul it, they can call it. They've got Load Trail. They've also got the Hallmark cargo trailers, which is one of the most quality cargo trailers on the market today. They can even work with third parties to have game day trailers and concession trailers built to your specifications. Get in touch with them today at alphaofms.com or call them at 601-932-9798. I was speaking of Andy Kennedy. He had on his camo Blue Delta jeans today, trying to get a W over Slick Rick and the Fighting Hilltoppers. You can get your own camo or any other type of Blue Delta jeans as well, and you can have them fit just for you. They make the best-fitting, most comfortable jeans in the world because they're uniquely made for you and only you. Raw denim jeans, custom fit and hand-tailored in Tupelo, Mississippi. One size fits one at BlueDeltaJeans.com. They've been advertising with us for more than 2 years. We've always directed you to DM them to set up a time to get measured. But now, whether you're coming to Oxford or not, you can visit BlueDeltaJeans.com to get measured by their new virtual tailor and design your own jeans. And just for podcast listeners, enter the discount code RebelGrove. That's all lowercase at checkout. Take 10% off your order. They're the most comfortable jeans I've ever worn. You'll feel the same way. BlueDeltaJeans.com. I just saw Greg Sankey on the TV there for a minute, and I thought, oh, my God, are they canceling?
You have some PTSD a little bit from the previous year.
A little bit.
Yeah, I think he's just doing an interview, so I think we're cool. Podcast also brought to you by Visit Oxford. Visit oxfordms.com. Oxford Film Festival going on March 24th through 28th. More on that next week. Bus tours going on every Friday of SEC home baseball weekends, 3 and 4 o'clock. That's March 19th, April 9th. The 23rd, the 30th, May 7th, and May 14th. Also Graduation Friday and Tunes Around Town, 5 to 7 on Saturdays at various locations around the square. Starting March 20th is next week. So, again, more details soon. Visit oxfordms.com/events. So, Ole Miss doesn't need any of this help to get in the tournament. If they beat LSU, probably not anyway. I know you and I were discussing it. A lot of talking heads discussing getting to Sunday, but from a math standpoint, tonight looks like plenty to get them in.
Yeah, I don't think they have to get to Sunday. I thought all week they had to get to Saturday. And they won last night. They really played well, took care of business against South Carolina. There's really no reason to talk about that game.
They won and no one got hurt. Okay.
I did not write one sentence about that game. And
not one?
Felt like I didn't. I just wrote the score and pointed out my math skills by pointing out the margin of victory. That was it, because there's nothing more to say about it. They had to win. They did. Do they have to win tonight? That's the question. If they win tonight, they're in. You would have to show me something different to get me to change my mind on that. If they beat LSU tonight, LSU's net is like 28. It's a Category 1 win, Quadrant 1 win. If they beat LSU tonight, that's 9 Quad 1 and 2 wins. That's tied for the most of anybody net 40 to 70, which is the bubble. They're in.
LSU's exactly at 30 right now.
Okay, LSU's at 30.
Yeah.
It's still a really good win. The committee would look at it and go, okay.
Ole Miss 52.
Okay.
One ahead of Memphis, one behind Boise, 2 behind Duke, who now's done.
Yeah.
Colorado State at 48 is probably fine, I would assume, right?
Would think they're kind of one of the last.
St. Louis is on the
in.
bubble, but they're
Yeah.
at 45. Drake's at 44.
Where's Missouri?
43.
Okay. So they're feeling good today.
Utah State, they're on the bubble with everybody you talk to, but they're at 41 in the net. It's pretty good for a mid-major. They're with the Aggies. Got to think Hartwell and them feel decent about that as of right now.
The question for Ole Miss is if they lose tonight.
Oh, yeah. Sure.
Especially if they lose and playing well and they pass the eye test. Is there enough?
State did not help them very much today to get back into that Quad 1, Quad 2 territory for those wins and losses in Starkville and Oxford.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Ole Miss is 8-2 in their last 10.
Look, if Ole Miss plays the way they played last night and LSU doesn't bring their A game, they got a real shot.
They're 7-8 Quad 1, Quad 2 together as of right now. 3-4 in Quad 1, 4-4 in Quad 2. Now they have those ridiculous 2 Quad 3 losses.
I don't know.
Those are State and Georgia, by the way, at home.
From a journalism standpoint, so I'll let you guys in on something. Yesterday, I wrote 2 columns.
You got a win and a loss.
I had a win column, which was the one that ran, and I had an obituary for if they lost. So now, tonight, it's easy if they win to write a column. You know what you're writing. If they lose, I don't know that it's time for the obituary.
Because it's not.
Because the obituary probably has to wait till Sunday if they don't get in.
Mm-hmm. And I don't
I don't really want to write the compelling, they deserve to get in, because here's why.
Yeah.
At the risk of upsetting a lot of people and pissing people off, and at some point you've got to prove you're one of those teams. Ole Miss has had a weird year. They had a weird start to the year. It was completely sort of out of their control, and it impacted them. COVID impacted them a lot because there was a key stretch in November where a team normally starts to gel and find itself, and they disappeared for 2 weeks. They didn't have that. So by the time they got it, they had already accrued some losses. If you go look at since middle of January, they're 10-4 in the last 14.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't work like that. They lost to Wichita. They lost to Dayton.
Yeah.
They lost to Georgia twice.
Vanderbilt.
And then that's the thing when people go, well, they really put it together. If you look, I'm like, yeah, they lost to Vanderbilt in March, man.
Looking back, that's the head scratcher of all head scratchers.
Because I think if they don't have
they're
that loss,
probably fine right now.
I think they're fine.
That net's like 47 today or something.
People are bubbling them, but they're probably fine.
Yeah. Well, they're almost Missouri at that point.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah.
And Missouri's in.
But Ole Miss needs tonight's a night you can silence a lot of that. Tonight's a night that you can forget the numbers. Tonight's a night you can show the committee, no, we're a tournament team. We're a tournament team. Yeah, the Vanderbilt thing was weird, but.
And typically you can keep your legs on night 2. It's night 3 when your legs go.
It's tomorrow afternoon if they had to play
Alabama or whomever.
Arkansas.
Yeah, sure. Whatever.
Running up and down the floor.
Yeah.
You'd start to feel it a little.
Yeah. Today you're okay.
Although I got to tell you, Alabama lost a player to injury today. Yeah. I don't know how bad, but if I'm Alabama tomorrow, I'm like, hey, Florida, Tennessee.
Y'all have it.
Here you go.
We're a 2 or a 3.
I mean, if I'm Arkansas and I win tonight, I'm like, that's it. I kid you not. I mean, I'm tempted to go, we've got somebody that licked a light pole. We're going to go home. They won't do that because that's not the way these people are wired. But, man, you're in the window now.
Yeah, I mean, get out of there.
So I think Ole Miss is going to get a pretty good effort from LSU tonight. I think LSU's an erratic team. When they're really good, they're really, really good. When they're bad, they're bad.
Oh, look, if LSU plays an A game, they're going to win the basketball
because they're better.
Tonight. Yeah,
it's
LSU's got to help you a little bit tonight. But LSU has shown they're more than willing to help occasionally. They just are. They're an inconsistent, baffling team. It's almost like they're not incredibly coached, and sometimes it's just a matter of whether the talent shows up or not.
Sometimes guys don't want to be there. Ole Miss played with a ton of energy last night.
It was a must, and they played like it was a must.
They played a really smart basketball game.
I mean, looking at LSU, 16-8, 11-6. But, there's some. I mean, Georgia beat the crap out of them in Athens.
Georgia did.
I mean, there's stuff here.
Severe Wheeler had a big game against them. Devontae's got to play really well tonight. Jarkel has to have another game like the one that he just had.
Kentucky hammered them.
And then Ole Miss has got to be disciplined about going through Romello White. And then defensively, Ole Miss has to play with intensity.
Frankly, their schedule's
discipline.
Pretty good. There's not a lot of duds on there.
No, they're a good team.
They lost really early to St. Louis, but
they're a legitimately good team.
And can be really good. I mean, nobody's holding the Alabama loss against them. They lost to Texas Tech. Okay, sure, whatever.
I think they split with Arkansas.
They lost to them and beat them, yes. They won 92-76 in Baton Rouge, and they lost 83-75 in Fayetteville.
Yeah.
Beat Vanderbilt up pretty good. Beat Missouri up pretty good.
Yeah, went up to Missouri and won at the end of the regular season. They're legitimately good.
Yeah, net 30, RPI 27. They have no quad 3 losses, no quad 4 losses, and only one quad 2 loss, and that's that game against Georgia on the road. All their other losses are quad 1s.
So, I don't know. I mean, I've asked myself all day, what do you write if they lose? And I don't know. And I might write, well, I don't know. I guess we'll find out because it starts the 48. That might be where you just let Kermit write your column.
Whatever.
Someone will ask him, hey, make your case, and he'll make it, and I'll say, here's what they say. Because that's their deal. They'll start lobbying, and then you hope that the bubble works their way. But the easy answer here is erase all that and go find a way to win the game by 1 point.
Win one game.
Find the way to win that game by 1 point, and then go to bed, get up tomorrow, and go, we're done. I mean, we've done all we can do. You're going to either play Arkansas or Missouri on Saturday. I think if you're Ole Miss, you're hoping it's Missouri because it would be 3 games for them, and you match up with them pretty well.
Yeah.
Ole Miss and Arkansas don't match up great because Arkansas's got big guards. We'll see. It'll be a lot of fun. I mean, if you had told me in the middle of January that Ole Miss would have an opportunity
Have a play-in game, essentially.
To play their way into the NCAA tournament on the Friday night in Nashville, I don't know that I would have believed you. And here they are. It speaks volumes for their character, for their resilience, for all of those things. It speaks a ton about the job that Kermit's done and that his staff have done with this group of kids. So you get this chance, and a lot of times when you get that chance, you find out whether a team is ready or not. And it's typically fitting that you end up playing a team that's a bad matchup because you either get over that hump or you don't.
Kansas already had 2 players they didn't even take to the Big 12 tournament with COVID issues. So they were down 2 even prior to the tournament, and this is a third player that's been affected. Reading here from the story on ESPN.com about Kansas, it says Virginia and Kansas could still play in the NCAA tournament despite needing to show 7 consecutive days of negative tests. Dan Gavitt, NCAA Senior Vice President of men's basketball, has said that the team just needs 5 healthy players to play an NCAA tournament game. If neither the Cavaliers nor Jayhawks have a widespread COVID-19 outbreak and the rest of the team continues to test negative, both teams would be eligible to play in the NCAA tournament.
Okay.
Virginia coach Tony Bennett said that they are exhausting all options to participate in the NCAA tournament.
There's a couple of questions in here about the NIT from Bill Jolly and who else was the other? Ginger.
Ginger asked if they're going to pull NIT teams in.
That in the first 48 hours, yes.
Yeah, and it's a yes and no. Yes, those teams probably would be NIT teams, but they actually pull from just the first 4 out that the NCAA tournament decided. Right. So it's not like the NIT 1 seeds automatically move up, even though there's going to be some overlap there. It's what the NCAA selection committee deems to be the first teams to miss the tournament from an at-large standpoint.
And then the next question to the specific question from Bill, is the NIT happening? Here's the smart-ass answer, but it's also a true answer. It kind of depends on how bad ESPN wants it to happen.
Yeah. As of right now, I would say yes, but yes.
I think right now I would say yes, too. It would be a very tentative yes.
But
they were planning to put it all in New York and play it essentially in a bubble, right?
Oh, they were?
I think.
Didn't know that. I don't know. Is that true?
For some reason, that resonates in my feeble mind, but I don't know. I'm kind of tired of reading COVID stuff, if I'm totally honest. I know it's the topic, but
okay,
I'm exhausted of it. Yeah. But I know it's potentially the massive story. I mean, it's
what we knew was possibilities. It's why I'm still amazed at this day these tournaments are happening. You could have done so much more to protect the money.
Well, I mean, I told you twice yesterday in 2 different conversations. I said, can you believe they're actually playing this?
And there's nobody there. They're playing in a mostly empty arena.
They're doing a really good job of television angles here.
They are.
They're making it feel like the tournament.
Yeah. They're doing a similar thing to what the NFL was really good at with football angles.
Yeah.
Tight, close.
Yeah. But like right there, it looks really empty.
And now these afternoon games are kind of whatever anyway, but still, yeah, it's pretty empty. I see some Tennessee orange because you can't miss the Tennessee orange and it sticks out. But 18-10 early Tennessee over the Gators. Podcast brought to you in part by nespark.com. That's nesparc.com. That's Northeast Spark, service people across rural communities. 2 packages, the Ignite 100 Mbps or the Blaze 1 gig that powers the Clark Ford studio. Your hometown team bringing you world-class broadband. nespark.com, 662-238-3159. Phone services available as well as parental controls, network security, and more. I've heard a couple other neighborhoods in Oxford that are getting it here in the last couple of weeks or this week. So call, find out if it is available for you, and if so, take advantage of it again, 662-238-3159.
I'll give Northeast Spark a little extra plug because it's right here in the Clark Ford studios. They had a local outage briefly today, and I called and asked a question, and they actually called me back on my number to make sure it was fine.
Really? It's pretty good.
You don't get that from the boys at
AT&T doesn't do that for you? They don't call around and make sure everything's working all right?
No.
Just want to check in, make sure you need anything. All good? From India?
See, I was going to make a joke, but I started thinking to myself, those are the kinds of jokes that will get you eliminated in this world. So I just kept rolling. We go to the Rogue. The Rogue is your fine destination for fine men's clothing. Their stylists hand-select pieces from top designers, from work to nightlife to lifestyle, everything. It's the perfect something for everyone at the Rogue. Peter Millar, Martin Dingman, Jack Victor, Halsey, True Grit, Duckhead, and more at The Rogue, 4450 I-55 North in Jackson, or at therogue.com. And we are brought to you by Joey Erickson at Herring Gear Chevrolet. Let him find you the vehicle you're looking for at a price you can afford. Choose from a full selection of new Chevrolet vehicles or get a great deal on numerous brands of reliable pre-owned vehicles. Give Joey a call or text on his cell, 662-571-2367. Tell him what you're looking for, or stop by 1685 High Street in Jackson to test drive that new or used vehicle you've been wanting. Let him earn your business. And we are brought to you by the College Corner. The College Corner, 2 locations in Jackson. You can also go to collegecornerstore.com, the biggest selection of Rebel gear in North Mississippi. And speaking of, I was just thinking about this actually. If you're ready to play M-Trade Park this summer, registration has begun for both youth baseball and softball with the Oxford Park Commission. The cost to play both sports is $50 per player. They have leagues available for ages 5 to 14 in softball, 5 to 17 in baseball. This year's season runs May 24th through July the 2nd. The deadline to register is April the 4th. Go to oxfordparkcommission.com to sign up. And I'll say a personal thanks to the people at the Oxford Park Commission. They made this basketball season happen, and it's been really fun to see the kids kind of have a good time. There were a lot of kids at Carson's game last night because a couple of the kids on his team, a bunch of their friends showed up, and it actually was a really cool atmosphere for a.
Was it?
Yeah, for a what age group is that? I guess it was 13 through 15.
Okay.
Rec league basketball game. It was fun.
You mentioned the stream. I see it here now. I have a press release up. The 2021 NIT will feature 16 teams with all games being played in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. The decision to conduct the NIT in one geographic location was made in the interest of having a safe and healthy environment for all participants. Conference USA and the University of North Texas will be the host for the 83rd NIT, and specific venues for each rounds are being finalized. Games will be played at the Comerica Center in Frisco and at the UNT Coliseum on the campus of North Texas in Denton. Games beginning on Wednesday, March 17th. The notable thing here, however, is that it's only 16 teams. It was 32.
Yeah.
In years past, so half as many people here for the
so they are in a bubble. I just had the wrong geographic bubble.
Texas, not New York.
Makes sense.
Well, Madison Square Garden, I get how you
automatically
went there in your head.
I don't know why I thought I read.
It also says all 16 games of the 2021 NIT will be televised. It's only 15 games because somebody's not going to be eliminated.
Stands to reason somebody has to win it.
Yeah. So that's one extra game that actually will be there, but nonetheless. 8:30 p.m. Sunday will be your NIT selection show on ESPNU.
While we're throwing out birthday deals, one of our loyal watchers, posters, Avery Forbes. It's her birthday today. I don't know if she's in this. I haven't seen her in the stream or not, but happy birthday to Avery. Hope you have a great day.
She took the day off from us.
She may have. It was her birthday. Maybe she had a birthday lunch or a birthday spa or I don't know. A birthday something. Some people get more excited about birthdays than you and I do.
I know. Oh, it's very important to a lot of people. Not criticizing.
Tomorrow's Caroline's 18th birthday.
Got a big day planned?
She does have a big day planned.
Really?
Yeah.
What's the gift for the 18-year-old?
Money.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Tuition and whatnot. I mean, there's stuff coming.
Yeah, I mean, we thought about delaying the party till July the 4th and then just having a small thing in the backyard, maybe a cookout. But we're going to roll the dice tomorrow.
You almost made it.
We're going to roll the dice.
You almost made it through the show today.
We're going to let lots of people come over and we're just going to tempt fate.
I had no idea the NIT played a third-place game, so that's why there are 16 games.
Oh, they do. That's right.
Ole Miss has played in it before, actually. Yeah.
Did they play when they made the Final Four last time and they lost? They didn't play a third-place game.
Is it only now?
Hell, I don't know. Beats me.
They made it twice, right? Didn't Ole Miss make the NIT?
Yeah, I went up and covered it in New York once, but I don't remember them playing.
One of them was your first year on the beat.
Yeah. they lost in the semis both times. I don't know.
You don't think they played a third place game?
If they do, I don't remember it.
Sure.
Moneybag Ty says, would the Ole Miss players want to play in the NIT? Probably not. I mean, if we're just being honest, probably not.
I forgot when they were in the NIT tip-off a couple years ago. Oklahoma State beat them 78-37.
Ooh.
You don't remember that?
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Oh, I do remember that.
78-37.
Because that was 2 days after they beat Penn State in that crazy game.
Yes. Because they fell behind like crazy against Penn State. You went, oh, they overcame that one, ha, ha, ha. And then the next day it's like, whoa.
Yeah.
Running into a little issue there.
Yeah, everyone, Sammy, don't tell the president about the big party.
But you're waiting until July. It's fine.
Well, we'll probably just wait till like 6:30 or so to do it because that'll be past bedtime.
Again, you almost made it. Almost. I mean, just... If you're kind of interested in some SEC baseball pecking order, I do find this somewhat interesting. The series to watch this weekend: South Carolina at Texas. The Gamecocks maybe still undefeated on the season. I know they got to 10-0 at one point. I don't know if they've lost in the midweek this week or not. Texas, they can pitch. We're not sure they can hit. They've been okay since leaving Arlington, but they're still a good team. I'm curious to see what Carolina does away from home because they hit a lot of home runs at Carolina Stadium. The ball really flies out of that park over there. Get them on the road. Get them against some pretty good pitching in Texas. I think that's your series. Ole Miss plays Carolina this season. That you might learn a little bit on where the Rebels and the Gamecocks will match up here in a few weeks. Nothing else overly noteworthy other than in Stillwater, Oklahoma. Vanderbilt is headed up there. So number 2 Vanderbilt, number 13 Oklahoma State for a 3-game set in Stillwater. So there's your
have fun with
weekend.
that, Cowboys.
It'll be a long weekend for the Cowboys. They got them at home though. It's fine. Slider doesn't break as much on the road. It's all right.
Oh, is that how that works?
Yeah.
It's funny. It doesn't appear to be an issue when I watch Slider.
Arkansas is at Louisiana Tech. Huge week for La Tech. I mean, all jokes aside, they get Arkansas in Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Get Ole Miss in on Tuesday and Wednesday, all in Ruston. Yeah,
brand new park. It's apparently a really hot ticket. Mm-hmm. Hard to get a ticket. As a kid who grew up in Ruston, I can tell you how big of a deal that is for Tech. It's cool.
Number 1 and number 4 in town for a week.
It speaks volumes for the coach there. I think he's really respected in the business. I can't think of his name off the top of my head.
Was at State? Go ahead while you're talking. Is it still Burroughs?
Yeah, it's Lane Burrow.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
To get 2 SEC teams, 2 nationally ranked teams. I mean, Arkansas is number 1. Ole Miss is 4th?
Yep.
To get 2 top 4 teams to come to Ruston in the same week.
It's a huge deal.
It's awesome. I mean, I'm genuinely, all jokes aside, really, really happy for the people at Tech. They built a new park. That the old one got destroyed by the tornado, and the new one looks really nice on the pictures that I've seen. So I hope the weather works out. I hope they have big crowds for all 3 games against Arkansas and the 2 games against Ole Miss. That's a big deal for that program.
And it was Southern Miss, not State. He was Corky Palmer's lead assistant at Southern Miss. I got the Mississippi schools mixed up there. He's from Mississippi. He went to MC. Burroughs did, so a bit of
Arkansas coach. What's his name? Van Horn.
Yep.
He was speaking very highly of him on something that I saw on a Monroe newscast.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He's done a hell of a job there. I mean, you got to think he's in line for something bigger fairly soon.
I would think so.
I think he's. I mean.
If you're Tech, what you want with your program is you want it to be.
You want to be that team.
You want to be the program that becomes a feeder.
Oh, yeah, that's perfect.
And Ruston's a nice town, and they've, like I said, they've built a really cool park, and it's in a location on campus that's easy to get to, and it's cool. I mean, it's a neat little setting that they have. I think it's great that they have 2 SEC teams like this coming in. I'm genuinely happy for them. I hope they kind of let it open up and stuff and
I do wonder what Arkansas will do when Van Horn retires. Kind of wonder who takes that over.
Got to think that
it's a hot ticket.
Got to think they'll be able to cast that line, and
a lot of people be interested.
Be a lot of bites.
Gig. Yeah. So, podcast brought to you in part by Tyson Drugs and G&M Pharmacy. They deliver locally in the Oxford area. They offer MedSync to fill your prescriptions the same day each month and take care of you. Also with Right Way Meds, they will individually package your medication into specific doses to make sure you have it at the time and day that you need it. That can save a life for those who need that extra step there with Right Way Meds. So again, for delivery and more options, you can find them on the Square in Holly Springs or on South Lamar in Oxford. That's 662-236-2222.
We're also brought to you by Lammons Fine Jewelry. Lammons, 1126 North Lamar Boulevard in Oxford. They've been serving the Oxford area for more than 73 years. Engagement rings, wedding rings, fine jewelry, basically whatever you're looking for. Watches, pearls, fashion jewelry. It's all there at Lammons. It's the gold standard in fine jewelry. LammonsFineJewelry.com or call them at 662-234-2777. Also brought to you by Muddy Water Camo, MuddyWaterOutdoors.com. Just go there. They've got the heated jackets and vests. They've also got all sorts of camo gear, hats, shirts, the whole deal there at MuddyWaterOutdoors.com. And we're brought to you by Comer Heating and Air. That's the name you can trust. They bring more than 50 years of professional HVAC experience to Oxford, Tupelo, and the surrounding area. They're offering a special preventative maintenance agreement that's available to you to check your heating system. Also, probably time to start checking that cooling system. It's warm out today. 662-801-1777. And we're brought to you by Pinnacle Trust based in Madison, Mississippi. It's also home to the Pinnacle Trust 401k advisory services team. They can conduct a complimentary, no-obligation benchmarking and analysis of your current 401k plan. Mention you heard about Pinnacle Trust on the Oxford Exxon Podcast. You get 10% off your first year's fees. And we're brought to you by John Edwards of Regency Travel Incorporated in Memphis. Get in touch with John. Let him know what you're thinking about, whether that's a trip this summer, whether you're already thinking about something over the holidays, or whether you're trying to take advantage of some of the travel prices today to book something for 2022. You can do all of that with John. Just give him some parameters, give him a budget. He'll give you options you won't find on your own. And no, you don't have to live in or near Memphis to take advantage of the services. 901-494-3387, or send him an email, jedwards@regencytravel.net. First-time clients can save $50 off their first booked trip just by telling John you heard about Regency Travel on the podcast.
Chatney is going to play at some point this weekend. I assume it's today, but either way, he's healthy. I mean, I think Mike's trying to take every extra day that he can.
But probably play him today, don't play him tomorrow, and then play him Sunday.
And just, I don't know.
And
but
beg him not to try to be a.
It appears that he's playing, however, best I can tell. So, yeah. And, Greg, I think you're right. Tony Vitello would make a ton of sense as the next head coach at Arkansas. That makes all the sense in the world. So, he is the head coach at Tennessee. Oh. He was the former assistant, though, to Van Horn for a long time. Did a really good job there, so they know him well in Fayetteville. He's done a hell of a job building Tennessee's program. It has a fairly low ceiling, and it is what it is, but he's done a good job. They're a good team. So, Vitello makes a lot of sense. That would be 1A.
Something tells me Tennessee doesn't